Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
I named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints.
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my man from another universe. It's Frank. How are you today?
I am doing great, buddy. Here in whatever universe this one is, whatever
Seven.
Spideyverse
Universe 7. Yeah.
Spideyverse 7.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can add Spideyverse to it all you want, because Frank, we're going to talk about the new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, because we haven't talked about trailer in a long time, just as friends.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
Like, how do you feel about, like, you know, vehicles pulled like by another vehicle? Is it good
in general?
Yeah,
you know, I'm on board.
How do you like it when there's a Spider-Man sticker slapped on the side of that trailer?
Also like that.
Good,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
All right, well,
Yep.
that's all that really matters. Frank, what are you drinking today?
I am going to open one of my last of those Canadian beers or Belgian beers that I picked up in Canada that I've been saving for the show, and it's been a while since I've had occasion to crack one. So I am opening up a Trois Pistoles, 3 Pistols, dark ale.
Very, very nice. Dark ale.
Mhm.
Dark like your beard.
Dark like my soul.
I was going to say soul, but it just felt so dark.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Like
wow,
my
that is a dark beer.
like my
Wow.
microphone.
Yeah,
It's
look at
it
that.
is. I mean, it's got some brown to it, but it's pretty dark. It's pretty black. And it is
good.
It is amazing. Yes, wonderful. Very fruity.
Yeah, it does look good.
Delicious.
Well, Frank, I'm glad that you like things that are black, but I'm really more into shades of gray. And that is why I'm drinking a Gray Lady from the Cisco Brewing Company, which is the Nantucket Brewing Company. It's a wheat ale with some nitrile spices. And to make sure that we should also please recycle this bottle to save whales and the sharks and the humans. Well, let's just save the planet in general.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like I've had Gray Lady, for a long time now. I like it quite a bit,
I
but
love it.
yeah, I love it, and it's delicious. I've had it many times on the show.
Yes. Yeah, we both have. I did just recently go to. They have Cisco Brewery has. They're based out in Nantucket, but they have a tap house very close to my home.
Really,
and we just went.
They have a whole brewery restaurant set up next about 45 minutes from me in my old hometown.
I was going to say, don't they have one in your old hometown? Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's awesome. It's so cool and so much fun. And I wish that more people would partake in it. And by more people, I mean I want to partake in it more.
Yes.
It's
great stuff.
People definitely go. So
Oh yeah.
if anything, they could go less when I'm there. That would actually be
That'd
super
be
helpful.
A-okay.
Yeah. Don't go while I'm there. I want the whole thing to myself, please. Very selfish that way. Anyway, Frank, as I didn't allude to, but just frankly stated earlier, I'm here with you to talk about the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
That is true.
That was just released, but also would love if we could also talk about some of those Disney Plus Day announcements,
Yes.
because there's some juicy excellence especially from Star Wars and Marvel. But let's start with No Way Home, because you and I are both big Spider-Man fans. We love the Spider-Man. Many people do love the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Not everyone loves the Disney Marvel Spider-Man,
Right.
though. Where do you fall on Disney on like Tom Holland and those movies and so on?
I love it. I love it. Generally, like I see that. I see criticism of it. Some of it's valid. Some of it I don't agree with. I think it's been great. I think it's been like, it has its flaws, but it's no more, no less than anything else. And I have really enjoyed what Tom Holland in particular does, and the surrounding characters, and the it is very rooted in classic Spider-Man, like going back to the very start.
Yeah, I'm with you. I quite like Marvel's take on their own character.
Yeah.
I get that there's some criticism about him like not being a hero that stands on his own 2 feet really yet. Like he always like seems to need help from somebody else. But I think that we're used to Spider-Man in media existing in his own little world, right? Tobey Maguire obviously existed in his own universe, Andrew Garfield and his. And so for Tom Holland Spider-Man to share the Marvel Cinematic Universe with everybody, like, and him like consistently being in high school instead of like always being, always aging up as the story goes. I think that we're just get used to a more mature Peter Parker on screen. And I think it's taking people, I think it's just like people haven't really adapted to the fact that not tons of time has passed, even though it's been years since we started watching Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Right.
In his world, not a lot of time has passed for him, if you don't count the 5-year gap with
The blip, yeah.
But he was gone, so
Right.
he didn't age in that time. So anyway, so I quite like it. My only real about it, about the Tom Holland Spider-Man, is that like where it's nice that he shares the universe. There's just like just tons of like I guess support from Tony Stark,
Sure.
living or
Yes.
deceased. And sometimes it's nice for Peter, like to watch Peter stand on his own 2 feet,
Yes.
instead
Sure.
of like, the villain constantly being connected to Tony Stark. And
mhm.
we'll talk about that in this trailer, which they're obviously very much rooted in Spider-Man. It's all Spider
Yes.
central. And I think that's I in some way, I think that Marvel heard the criticism and they were like, okay, you want Spider-Man central? You got it.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the line from Home Alone 2? Credit card? You've got it.
You've got it.
That's yeah. So do you want to just play the trailer and go a little bit by little bit? We can talk about it as we kind of see it.
I think it's a fun way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So cutting out the preview for the trailer that trailers do now, which drives me crazy. Like, what's the point?
Oh, I can tell you why they do that.
Oh yeah, please
I can tell you
do.
exactly
Yeah.
why they do that. You know how sometimes you're watching a YouTube video, something else, you're putting on YouTube, and the first 5 seconds you can hit skip after 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The first 5 seconds of this trailer is designed so that when people get to the 5th second, they keep watching and actually watch the full trailer.
That's stupid. I mean, I get it, but
It's
I hate
advertising. That's what it is.
it. Yeah. I mean, that's what trailers are. So I can't really be mad at them for advertising.
Exactly.
And then following the latest trend in advertising. But it not ruins the trailer, but it ruins some of the surprise of what the trailer has in store.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah. I don't like it.
I'm
what
with
I
you.
do like is this opening shot of Peter in the rain. He looks sad. And sometimes
he looks sad. Yes.
He looks sad. Melancholy Peter Parker is the best, because I saw an interview with Tom Holland. He was at some fan thingy to release the trailer when they did this, and somebody asked him what's your favorite quality of Spider-Man, or what's your favorite superpower Spider-Man, whatever it is, and he says Peter Parker. His answer was Peter Parker. And he says that might not make sense, and everyone in the room was like, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
and he said because Peter will always do the right thing. even to the detriment of his own happiness, his self, his health, whatever, he is incapable of like choosing the selfish action because he did that once to devastating consequences, and he is just constantly trying to make up for being selfish. And so he will forever, perpetually, henceforth, be selfless. And so, like, when you see Peter crying in the rain, that is very emblematic of Peter Parker. Yeah. Because that's the life that he has chosen for himself.
Yeah. That's where the conflict comes from. When people say it's boring if a character just always does the same thing, always does the right thing, the consequences are unpredictable in a sense because you don't always know how that's going to interfere with your own life, and that's what Peter Parker's sort of constant struggle is.
Precisely. So he's in the rain and he's sad and stuff. I don't have the sound on, so I'm just gonna remember stuff. So he's still public enemy number 1 because of what's happened.
Yes.
And for him, he's like, I remember he's like, I have not had a normal week of my life except for the week that MJ found out that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are one and the same. Yeah. Which is lovely. Yeah. I like that they're putting Zendaya kind of front and center here at the same time, or on the equal footing. His relationship to MJ in this is very different than his Peter's general relationship to Mary Jane in Maguire movies or Gwen Stacy in the Garfield movies. What do you think?
I totally agree. It's a much more earned relationship, it feels like, where the others were a little more comic booky, like not in a bad way, but these feel more cinematic.
Yep, I agree. It's the long haul story.
Yeah.
You're watching the growth of both of them, where it's the Andrew Garfield, not Andrew, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst story is always the will they, won't they, and it's will they, won't they for 3 movies.
Yes.
And it always boils down to, well, she will be kidnapped, and then he will save her, and that will be the end of the movie. It's the same structure.
Yep.
It's the same structure 3 times. They do a bit of that differently with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, who had amazing chemistry, like incredible chemistry as actors.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, but it's still the I'm in distress. You need to save me, but then that actually causes a problem. So I don't need you to save me, but then I do need you to save me. Spoiler, then I die. And then so it's just all over the place. So anyway, so we have MJ, and he's like, "Oh, it's wonderful," and we get some swinging around. We love the swinging. Do you like this red and black suit?
I do. I actually really, really do. As you know, I'm not typically the type of I'm not usually a costume expert, and a lot of times people will be like, "Ooh, I like how the eyes are a little bigger or the webbing is a little different," and I'm like, I guess, like, sometimes I can't see it, but when it comes to just colors, absolutely, I have an opinion on that. And yes, I'm into it.
Yeah, well, I'm asking especially here because there's a lot of costumes in this trailer. There's 4 distinct Spider-Man costumes, and so I think that's it part of the important conversation, because you got to sell them toys, Frank.
Heck yes.
All the Spider-Man costume toys.
Yes.
So Peter goes to see Doctor Strange. What I like about this trailer is that it kind of builds on the fact that you probably have seen the last trailer.
Yes.
Which is kind of wild to me because Doctor Strange is like, "Oh, you know that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Spider-Man and Peter Parker are the same person." I'm like, that's the whole setup of the first trailer.
Yes.
So it is banking on you kind of knowing that information.
It's genius. Planning to do it that way, to make even the trailers be sort of episodic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So anyway, so I was like, anyway, Peter Parker, blah blah blah, and so the problem with that spell is that it releases a bunch of Spider-Man villains from different universes, right? So the first shot we get the the pumpkin bomb, and we get a shot of the Green Goblin.
So cool.
We get Electro with it's Jamie Foxx, but it's a different Electro from the Andrew Garfield. Jamie
Right?
Foxx.
Yeah. It is not. It is not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not his. Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's not a great take on Electro.
No.
Like it's he looked cool, but his character was basically Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and which worked for the movie that Tim Burton was making, but it doesn't necessarily translate to any villain at any time.
No, he was kind of in a different movie.
He was in a different movie. Yep. And there's a couple of scenes in which like everybody's in a different movie.
Yes,
but, like,
agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very odd experience, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
It's unwatchable. So I get wanting to keep Jamie Foxx in the fold, but wanting to redo Electro.
Yes. Yes.
And also if Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin come from Tobey's universe and Sandman later in the trailer,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's the one Spider-Man's 3 villains.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the Lizard from Andrew Garfield, same design.
Right.
And Electro, let's say one like, so there's only 3 Spider-Men in the whole of the multiverse, and these are the only villains that appeared. So like in some way, like if Jamie Foxx's Electro is different, that's an alternative universe to which he appears. Or maybe he's actually from the MCU. Maybe he's not from
the
multiverse. I think that's what they were going for. That's
Interesting. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense. Where it's that he has a different look in this universe.
So we get some of that. We get another Spider-Man suit. We get the black one with the gold,
which I think is really cool.
It is a very cool suit. This is the magic suit. We'll see a bit of that later, and of course we get Dr. Octopus showing up. with the "Hello, Peter."
Still,
which was
so good.
A great delivery. Alfred Molina is so good. Says, I was actually, oh man, I was talking about Spider-Man, and I meant to show you. So I'm teaching, the first time I've ever done it. I'm teaching the importance of being earnest. In class this year to my AP Lit students, and I've never taught it before, but a very personal connection to the importance of being earnest because we always quote it, always, because of Spider-Man 2.
Oh yes,
where it's like, "Aren't you glad to hear it?"
I am glad
to hear it. And we got to that point it's in Act 2, and we got to that point today, and I was like fumbling with my phone, like I gotta take a video to send it to Frank, and I couldn't get my act together in time to do it.
That's too good.
Yeah, but it's so fun, and I never really actually considered why that show was chosen, but the importance of being earnest is about these 2 guys who lead double identities, and it's the importance of being truthful. That's kind of the point of the show, and about taking those identities and either merging them together or ditching one completely. So the fact that MJ is in the importance of being earnest, and Peter's going to see this show of after he ditches the Spider-Man identity, trying to prove how truthful and honest he is now at this moment. Spider-Man 2 is so good. It's
so good.
It's amazing.
On so many levels.
That's what that's what makes it good. And Alfred Molina is a huge part of that. Oh, but anyway, there's
and Al Goff and Miles Miller who wrote it.
Wrote Spider-Man 2, not the importance of being earnest.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What? If you want to check out Frank's interview with these 2 masters, you can head. Where can you find that interview, Frank?
Save Me the Smallville Anthology.
You're welcome for that plug that you didn't plan at all. And I mean that seriously. That's not sarcasm or irony.
SmallvilleAnthology.com.
But anyway, so I thought of you for that, but also because in the middle of each act there's Niles Frazier is interviewing different people,
Broadway
Broadway people, and he and there's an interview with Alfred Molina in the middle of that.
Sure.
And so I was like, Dr. Octopus.
Yes.
Among many other things. But anyway, so Doc Ock shows up, and I love this. Like, you're not Peter. I love, like, hello, Peter. You're not Peter.
You're not Peter. Yes.
Yeah. But I like that they're not, like, pretending they all, like, look alike, and except that they don't. Like,
Right.
he's clearly like,
Right.
you're not
the
him.
Peter
Peter Parker that I know. Who the hell are you?
You know, gives me a similar vibe to like the first time I saw Spider-Verse, right? Like just how like there are different, you know, it gets to the extremes with into the just the wacky stuff.
Right. Yep.
Like where there's literally cartoon characters,
like,
but like
Spider-Ham and the the anime one, and like it's like
right. But this is a more restrained version of the same thing where it's like, wait a second, this is an actual multiverse situation where there are different faces on different versions of the same character and everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I also, so we see Dr. Octopus is his tentacles get red, right? You know, normally they're gray with a yellow streak. And they're actually red once you see him, and I think I would assume they're in like the Sanctum Sanctorum in the basement, right after he's like, "You're not Peter," and I think he takes the armored spider like from Peter, which is why we don't see it post bridge scene. It like he like somehow takes that tech and integrates it into his own.
I think that
arms.
That's very astute.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at here. So, and then you have this like, what's your name? Otto Octavius, and they're like
no, seriously,
what's your name? Which I like and don't like because like, yeah, it's a silly name, but like, what other silly things are happening that you're okay with?
Sure.
So, but you know, I don't know.
I think it's still funny.
It is funny. There's that cool shot. We'll go back to it, but it's the Statue of Liberty. It looks like they're turning the Statue of Liberty into a Captain America statue of some kind.
Okay, yes.
It's got the Captain America shield raised in the air.
Yes.
And then there's like the lighting is all red and blue and stuff. So maybe the torch gets replaced with Captain America's shield, but it's still Lady Liberty. I'm not really sure what the
I caught a glimpse of that, but we'll
see it at some point.
We'll see
perhaps,
it, yeah.
Maybe.
Just saw J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. So we get Spider-Man's suit with the magic, and we get the. Are we past the Scooby-Doo thing?
No, I'm there. I'm just a little.
Oh no, okay. Maybe J.K. Simmons was before. I think I skipped it, but yeah. So J.K. Simmons is back. A variant of J. Jonah. We knew he was in the last Spider-Man movie on the TV, but he's live and in person this time. I think my favorite moment of the trailer, I think, which is the hot take of this whole thing, is the spider, like the Scooby-Doo this crap.
The Scooby-Doo this crap. Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Too.
Yeah. Like, you know, I also know. And you know what? It's not the Scooby-Doo this crap thing. It's MJ's response to it. You know, I also know magic words. One of them is please.
Yes.
Yeah. I liked that. Please. Scooby-Doo this crap. I just love Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's kind of like I don't know, like the teacher you like that never says good job, but you can kind of get them to smile one day.
Sure.
Or whatever. Sure. Like, I don't know what it is exactly about him, but I just like he's such a tough egg to crack, and I like him so much.
I love that comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't exactly figure it out yet. So lots of swinging, you know, armored spider, battle on the bridge against Doc Ock, blah, 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 pumpkin bombs, you know, and so I like this revelation for Peter is that like all of these villains have died at the hands of Spider-Man in some way. Not Spider-Man killing them directly.
Sure.
Really any of the time. Like the villains die, so like Goblin gets impaled by his own glider. Ock technically sacrifices himself in the second one because he's the one that stops the machine.
Yeah.
Sandman doesn't die.
Right.
But Sandman doesn't die. Venom's not in it. That's not the villain that we see. And then Lizard is not killed by Andrew Garfield because he's still alive at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Electro doesn't die at the end of. I don't think he dies.
I don't remember.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't remember either, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Or if he does, or I think he does, like dissipates into electricity or something. I can't, like one of those ambiguous, like
but again, wasn't it one of those of his own doing type of things?
Total. I mean, yeah, I think so.
Because
that's a very important part of Spider-Man's character.
Yeah,
that he does not kill people. So I saw somebody online, I can't remember who, but they posted that like Sandman's redeemed. Like, I mean, technically most of them are like, it's like always this path of redemption for a lot of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man villains, but maybe he's pulled at the moment right after he's beaten up by symbiote suited Spider-Man. Like, like he gets like hit by the train and then dissolves into the water, and that's like close to death. Something along those lines. So I like that Peter is confronting mortality here, but not his own. Like I very much like this. I like the idea of Peter grappling with the idea of Spider-Man based on villains that are not his own but are of Spider-Man.
Right.
It's an interesting moral quandary because Doc Strange is like, they have to die. That's their fate. Like they did already. Like these are the things that have existed.
That's right.
Peter's like, no, I don't accept that. Like I don't accept death as the answer. And that's perpetual Peter Parker, right? I don't like.
It is
like I need to save them.
That's absolutely. It's always been him. And in this universe, it's for a different set of reasons, but it's still the same character at the heart of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm quite curious how that's all going to transpire. We get some Doctor Strange versus Peter action. Ock taking the stuff. We get the Electro's new look. Like basically cargo pants, Jamie Foxx, but when he lights up, he gets the Electro mask.
Yes.
Which I thought is cool.
I like that.
I'm very happy with that. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. There's some questioning, like about. There's a small scene of Ock falling off of a skyscraper, and there's like some yellow light hitting the skyscraper. So there's like some question about like, is Dr. Octopus actually like a bad guy in this movie? Because he's only a bad guy in Spider-Man 2 because of the chip.
Okay, right.
Right? Because remember the tentacles like mess with his brain.
The inhibitor chip, yeah. The
inhibitor chip, right. And so, but like maybe he's actually not a bad guy through the majority of the movie. So which would be like, because he dies redeeming himself in Spider-Man 2.
When he becomes himself again, yeah.
Right, exactly. So maybe we'll actually see something similar to that again here. And it is that Lady Liberty, because I see Peter standing on her head, I actually see in this moment. And we also get another new Spider-Man costume. We get the world's clapping on itself. We get a good shot of the Green Goblin, who looks like the Green Goblin, which is great.
So great.
But there is a new shot. There is a maskless Green Goblin on a different glider.
Yes.
Quick saw that.
It's a quick one.
Yeah, very quick. So I think it's Norman just without the helmet. That's my guess.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're probably right.
Yeah, well, so now that this is actually out, I guess I can say, so there were pictures that got released online, like of a bunch, but this movie's had tons and tons of leaks. And one of them is not Willem Dafoe, but maybe his stunt double or somebody, whatever.
Right.
In the Goblin suit, like a different Goblin suit. It's basically the Spider-Man 1 suit, but it's like broken in some pieces. It's got some purple cloth on it, and it's got like a canvas bag to be like the Goblin's bag or whatever.
Gotcha.
So that's basically what I'm looking at here. And so I think it's just Willem Dafoe without the. It's just Willem Dafoe without.
It's his evening look
stuff. It's his evening look. Yeah, exactly. Helmets to protect him from the sun, but when the sun's not out, he's cool to do whatever he wants. So I'm just excited. Show me the Green Goblin with some purple. I'm not asking for much here. Like, it's not hard to get two color schemes going. So we get Happy's in it, which is
Happy.
exciting. I love to see Happy, Lizard, Sandman, Electro, and this new Spider-Man costume, which is a blend of classic Spider-Man with the armored spider, which is cool. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, heck yeah,
it's good. Yeah, I like.
good.
I don't like armored spider look. I just like, don't like it at all. I think it's ostentatious.
Okay, yeah.
But I like this. I like this new one. So
yeah, I like the new one. I think it's a very classic Spider-Man look.
Yes, it is.
But in a modern way and just exciting. Also, what are the odds you get like a new like David Giacchino, Michael Giacchino, sorry, like reorchestration of like the classic Spider-Man theme again?
100%.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the most epic sounding thing you've ever heard.
Yeah. And finally, there is this one shot of Electro and Sandman and the Lizard all jumping towards Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And people are looking at that online going, they definitely removed 2 other Spider-Men from that shot.
I think that I absolutely believe that. Believe that.
The way that like people are looking, even the like the characters, they're not all actually pinpointed at Tom Holland. They're like in the way, so like it's just like people are staring at that going, you digitally removed 2 Spider-Man from this movie. Because I'm sorry, I know they're not in the trailer, but you can't have Willem Dafoe's Goblin and Doc Ock and Sandman show up, but not have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man show up. Or Lizard and Electro, but not have Andrew Garfield. Like, what is that?
I can't see that. I just can't see it.
No.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it's happening.
There has been nothing official released by Marvel Studios or Disney about their inclusion, but they're definitely 100% in this movie. There's no question.
Have to think that they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would assume they're not in this movie until here at the end.
Sure.
This is clearly this is the end of the movie.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so
it's like end of Endgame, like everybody portaling in.
Exactly. Well, that's part of the end
of Infinity War. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know what you meant. No, you were right. No, it's Endgame. Everyone portals in at Endgame. Infinity War is the first one.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah. So you have this moment with MJ falling off of Lady Liberty and Spider-Man going down to catch her, which is, mirrors MJ getting thrown off the bridge in Spider-Man 1 and Gwen getting thrown off the clock tower in Spider-Man 2. And now we're on to Spider-Man 3, in which this MJ gets thrown off of something, which I kind of like that progression of things.
It's just a circle of Spider-Man.
Will he won't? Who friggin' knows? And then Spider-Man No Way Home. And then, Doctor Strange is like, they're all coming. I can't stop them. Rah!
Yeah.
And I think that's all Toby and Andrew showing up.
I totally agree. That is exactly the vibe I get. The vibe I get. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. I think
it wants us to think that it's a terrible thing. Like, I can't stop. Like, I think maybe this is also when Sandman and whatever show up or whatever. But like,
sure, maybe. But
yeah. Because this all does lead to the multiverse of madness. So like, we're not ending. But anyway, that is the trailer. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm mostly excited for Spider-Man or I'm excited to see things from my childhood again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I excited because it's a Spider-Man movie or am I excited because Alfred Molina is in this movie?
I mean, I feel like I'm equal parts excited. Like, I feel like I'm 50% excited because it's a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, and then like the rest is distributed among Alfred Molina and Green Goblin and like all of them, but it's like 50-50.
All right, so here's my big question. The Sinister Six is a classic Spider-Man foe team up, like there are 5 villains in this movie.
That's right.
There's no way that they went to 5 and they were like, we don't need to do Sinister Six. We've got 5 villains.
Well,
there's no way.
That's what the post-credit scene is for, isn't it?
Yeah, no. I think they're holding back. I think they're holding back on something that we actually do not know. And so, like, somebody else is in this movie that we haven't been clued in on yet. And some of the stuff is in here because, like, it's been leaked. Like, Alfred Molina was like, yeah, I had a blast doing Spider-Man.
Oh.
And, like, they were just, like, burning his NDA while he said it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, like, whatever. Like,
what are you going to do? I'm Alfred effing Molina. Like, come
yeah,
on.
like, what are you going to do? Fire me? I already made the movie.
Right.
So Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Lizard, and Sandman. That's 5. Who's the mysterious 6th Spider-Man villain to round out the secret 6? Because what's weird, I think, about this lineup so far, all of those villains are not Tom Holland's Rogues Gallery. They're from other universes. So who's showing up? Vulture or Mysterio?
Paul Giamatti's Rhino.
Gasp. I have heard rumors that he actually is in here.
No
and I
way.
hope
Really?
He is. Yeah. I don't think that's true. I think, like, when everyone, they're like, all the villains are back. You're like,
Oh, sure. Okay.
so that means Paul Giamatti, right?
Right.
Well, nobody's saying Topher Grace, which I think is hilarious. Like, obviously that Venom is back.
I was watching TV earlier tonight and, like, saw an ad for his show on ABC, and I was like, I wonder if he's in No Way Home. Huh.
Nah, I don't think
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so at all.
Don't think so.
I think it's Mysterio. I think that
Oh boy.
his death was greatly exaggerated.
Okay.
We're going to get Mysterio again. Maybe not in his, like, gray jumpsuit with, like, actual, you know, costumed Mysterio.
Sure.
But maybe Vulture.
Okay.
I mean, you know, Scorpion was teased in Spider-Man Homecoming. So Matt Gargan. So like, there are other options.
All right.
But
Yeah.
I just think it's weird to be like, here are 5 Spider-Man villains. And if there
I
are 3
agree.
Spider-Man in this movie, why are there 5 villains? That's it's 2 villains per Spider-Man. That's how movies work. It's always 2 villains.
Yes.
So yeah. Yeah, I did see someone comment online like, it's weird that everyone thought that Amazing Spider-Man 2 had too many villains in it, and Marvel was like, here's 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and everyone's like, woo, 5
and we're
villains.
excited. We're excited for it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. But I just think we also know that they're there just to be the villain. They're not there to, like, the story is Peter's story.
Yeah.
It's not also the story of the villains. Like, it is kind of generally about, because of their quest to achieve immortality, I guess, in some particular way, or just to not die, but which is noble in of itself, a noble fight. But
Sure.
There's something about it that I'm just not quite positive yet. I still think there's one more, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see this movie.
So you're pretty positive there's another shoe that's going to drop, another shoe, or maybe another pair.
Yeah. I think another, maybe 2 shoes and a belt.
Okay.
If Toby's one shoe and Andrew's another shoe, I don't know who's wearing the belt, but it's coming. And I don't think we'll know till we see the movie. But
agreed.
Agreed.
Yes.
Marvel never shows you the whole movie in a trailer.
No,
ever.
it's true. It's true. They go to great lengths to, like you were talking about before, editing characters out.
Right.
It's the thing they've done.
There is something that we're not seeing. So, and I'm excited. Frank, we're way over our usual time. So,
okay. Yeah. Let's do, you know what? Yeah. Let's do this. Yeah.
Background. So Frank and I used to do a podcast in the past.
Oh.
Called Supergirl TV Talk. Many of you listeners might know that. Supergirl just ended on the CW, so obviously we do not do that show anymore. But we had a mailbag. And for the last episode, Frank sent me legitimate mail with dinosaur postage stamps I saw. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Saving this.
That was very, very much intentional.
Yep, and it says right on this package, it says do not open until 11:10, which was the last Supergirl recording.
Yes,
and it arrived afterward. And then there's another note that says, "I'm serious. Don't open this until we're recording together on November 10th. It'll be our final mailbag segment." And I said, "Oh, lovely." And then again, it says, "Seriously, do not open until 11:10 on the actual thing." And I was like, I can't open this unless I'm recording a podcast. I've gone through too many I've gone through too many barriers to like just open this at my kitchen table now. So
I'm officially breaking a rule now, and I will not do it.
I will not do it. I can't. He said, "Do not open it." So I feel
That's
Jerry
funny.
Seinfeld yelling. Ah!
He said not open it, so I didn't open it.
I did. Yeah. So, so here we go. I'm opening the letter, and I took something else. There's nothing in there. So it is a pocket protector? Question mark.
Yes.
Oh, there's a nice little. Should I read the note first, or look at the thing first?
I don't.
Because
Yeah, go read the note.
Read the note. Dear Tim, that's me. Hard to believe that after nearly 7 years, Supergirl TV Talk is coming to an end. Through many phases of life for both of us, this show has been a long time constant, and it's the first show we've ever brought to a natural end after such a long and consistent run. Thanks for years of laughter, bell ringing, accurate predictions, and laughably inaccurate predictions. Please accept these authentic pieces of Supergirl wardrobe as a memento of our time on the show. Up and away, Frank. What the frick? What did you get me? Authentic Supergirl wardrobe. I'm pulling the thing out. What is happening? Gasp. Gasp. Are you serious? Are you for real?
This is for real.
This is actually a piece of Melissa's dress?
Yes.
Oh. No, thank you, Siri. Anyway, oh my God.
Yes.
That's
for real.
so cool. So I'm holding a piece of authentic clothing from Melissa Benoit's dress as Kara Danvers. It appears to be her red polka dotted dress. This card contains an authentic piece of Kara Danvers' wardrobe.
Yes.
What? That is so cool. How did you even find these?
The internet is a place filled with many wonders.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And this one is congratulations. This card contains authentic pieces of Hank Henshaw wardrobe from Supergirl. This is old.
Yeah.
Hank Henshaw wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were making this
Season 1.
This is season 1.
Season 1.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure the
Ooh,
Kara
nice.
one is season 1 or 2 as well.
Oh, it's actually softer than I thought it would
Isn't
be
it?
based on
Yeah.
his clothes. This is so friggin' cool.
Yeah,
I
so
love this. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I love you.
I love you, buddy.
You're my best friend. I feel drunk even though I've had like 3 sips of my
Well,
beer. This whole
my
time.
beer was a 9%. I realized about halfway through it. So, yeah. Hello. But I am. They issued those with like as part of a trading card set. It was one of those things where like random packages of the trading card set had those pieces of wardrobe in them, and if you go on the internet, you can just get them. So
that's so cool. You know I love costumes, Frank.
I know you do.
This is so cool. This might be my favorite piece of movie memorabilia.
Oh no!
This is real. This was on the set. So I have other stuff. Like I have film strips of film cells of Pocahontas, like original cell animation. I have film cells of Jaws and a signed poster that you got me of the trio. I have a Batarang from Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, actually.
There it is.
Which is really cool. But this is a replica. This is not actually from the set. This is a piece of clothing that people whom I admire their work have worn. One of whom I've actually met.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is cool.
I thought you'd appreciate that because of your love for costumes. So I thought if there was a little thing to cap off our time on Supergirl TV Talk, I thought that was a fitting way to do it. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I opened this on a podcast.
I'm glad.
sorry.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I once it arrived late, I didn't really I didn't care one way or the other. It was like a week late almost. Which was, I guess I should have sent it sooner, but it also was late. So whatever. But I glad you enjoy it. I'm glad that I'm glad we had the time that we did on that show, and I'm glad that Beer with Geeks continues. But yeah, that was a big part of, that was Beer with Geeks was around before Supergirl TV Talk, and it will continue to be around after Supergirl TV Talk. So there you go.
Indeed, it will. Well, Frank, so that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Actually, this time, where can people find us?
You can find us at beerwithgeeks.com, thoughtbubbleaudio.com. You can support us at patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio. You can contact us at Beer with Geeks on Twitter or beerwithgeeks@gmail.com. You can leave us ratings and reviews in places like Apple Podcasts, as well as Overcast or wherever else you have ratings and reviews on your various podcast services. And you can subscribe anywhere podcasts are found.
Excellent, Frank. It's a pleasure to talk to you as always. So until next time, cheers.
Cheers.